the first 20 minutes, certainly, Japan were running England off the park and they only had 3 points to show for it. And then scoreboard efficiency told, but I'm not sure it was a 50-point performance from England.
No, probably not. I had a feeling almost right from the kickoff, even when Japan were the only side who had the ball for quite long periods of time, and a scrum half I mean, they found a guy there.
Yeah.
As a somebody who can spark that Japanese style that we've all come to love and respect, that all action, very, very high tempo, multi-passing, multi-phase style. How Michael Leach, still at the age of 112, still manages to participate in such a style of rugby is a mystery that passeth all understanding. But yes, they did look bright, and they did a lot of things well, but they didn't do things well at the crux points. And once England really challenged them at the breakdown, really challenged them at the maul, that's where the Japanese ran out of steam. And so I think there was an air of predictability about it, even though Japan, for 75% of what they were trying to do, did it well.
Saito, his name was, the scrum half. I don't think there's a quicker pass in world rugby, to be fair. He was
terrific
all the way from the breakdown. Absolutely incredibly.
Terrific. So, he was like Lee Dixon with a pass. I mean, insofar, I'm not being rude about Lee, who I thought was really good. But he was getting to every ruck quickly. He was not hesitating. There wasn't much of a step around his passing. He seemed to know exactly where he was going, and that's the Eddie Jones style, isn't it? You know, I mean, people do sort of follow the route map a little bit. Eddie Jones and Brian Ashton are at the opposite ends of this. Eddie has a game plan. Brian didn't like game plans. Brian liked people making decisions on the hoof. Eddie doesn't mind you making decisions on the hoof as long as it's the right decision. If it's the wrong decision, you will never make another decision again in your life because he'll drop you. So that's the difference between these guys. But this bloke was very, very good. And you do need that kind of the mechanics of the Japanese game depend on a scrum half being as quick as he is. Absolutely tremendous. I thought it was a sensational performance, especially in the first half. Yeah.
I think for England, my view is, and I know that's the view of a lot of people, we're likely to see an unchanged or very close to unchanged between that starting 15 and the 15 that'll take the field in. I think it's Dunedin is the first test, isn't it? Who stood out for you? Who put their name forward? Obviously, the obvious ones are probably Marcus Smith, Cunningham South, Underhill. Anyone else really?
Well, on the Marcus Smith subject, and I see there's been some traffic about, Marcus Smith may have played all right against the Japanese, but Finn Smith has to play against the All Blacks. I mean, it's been in some of the papers.
Yeah.
I mean, a game against Japan is made for Marcus Smith because they are going to leave you places to run in.
Yeah.
And Marcus Smith is terrific at that. I thought he was good. I think he probably will start against the All Blacks because I just think he's that half a yard ahead of Finn Smith in Steve Borthwick's thinking. He's been around longer. He has more international experience. So I get that. That's absolutely fine. Underhill was on a serious hot streak. I mean, fair play to him. For somebody who a lot of us thought I'd have seen the best of or seen the last of quite a time ago, I doff my cap.